back with another episode of JR Takes. As always, Ryan and I coming at you with the latest NFL and Seattle news, and we got a lot on our plate today. We got a full schedule ahead. It's been a minute since we've done a last Seahawks podcast, and a lot has happened since we did an episode, kind of starting with injuries. Unfortunately, we lost Kenny last week due to an ACL tear, which is kind of a devastating blow, but I'm honestly intrigued to see if that opens up a window for our rookie running back. Kind of curious to see what happens there. And then we obviously released Noah Fant, and then Charles Cross having finger surgery. So yeah, just a lot of stuff happening over the course of a week or two since we last met.
Yeah, I'd say on the injury front, I mean, we also got the Nwosu probably not going to be ready for the start of the season news, but I think this team, so I saw a report from, I believe, Brady Henderson. I might be wrong on the reporter, but he listed his projection of the Seahawks 53-man roster, and what was really interesting is on the edge group, he had an unnamed player that is yet to join the roster in the edge group, whatever that means. That could be like a veteran that's on the street. I'm not sure who that would be at this point. But I've been hearing rumors of a trade for like a Micah Parsons or a Trey Hendrickson all season. And I think that would really elevate the ceiling of this team, because I think DeMarcus Lawrence and the rest of the younger guys we have can hold down the fort. But if you get just another game wrecker like that turns this into one of the best pass rushes in the league, which is, I mean, that's a formula for success. So
yeah, they haven't paid Trey Hendrickson, have they?
They have not. He reported back to camp, but he still does not have his bag.
Yeah, that is interesting. I have heard basically since training camp has begun, or practice has begun, that DeMarcus Lawrence is making an impact out there just by the visuals people are seeing him and the things he's doing on the field.
Did you see that video of him like bench pressing Abe Lucas off his feet?
No, but I heard it was like those drills when they like push.
Yeah, he was like the sled basically. And Abe Lucas is maybe the strongest lineman we have.
And like I was going to say toughest, but he's injured all the time. But he's like the scariest.
Yeah, I mean, he's tough. He's just brittle. But.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I really liked seeing that at DeMarcus Lawrence, and I feel like someone like that going up against them every day in practice, that's going to make these guys better. So,
yeah, for sure. Let's see.
Also had Shaq Griffin coming back into town is probably the cornerback 3.
I forgot about that.
I think he's good depth. If nothing else, he's a guy that if you need to start him, you don't feel too bad about it. He played pretty well for the Vikings last year, and he's getting older now, which makes me feel old because I still remember when he was drafted. But, yeah, I think that's a solid pickup. Not a whole lot else as far as injuries go. I know McIntosh going down for the year sucks, but he was going to be our RB3 at best.
I heard he was going to be our kick returner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was pretty shifty. I wonder if they'll try like Torrey Horton at that position.
I heard he wasn't he a really good punt returner?
He was, college? Yeah, and so is that Ricky Williams, I think is his name. He was out of like University of Las Vegas. We drafted him in the 7th round, but
I don't think it was Ricky Williams.
Ricky White.
Ricky White.
Yeah, there you go. Ricky Williams is someone else.
Yeah.
Ricky White was a really good returner at Las Vegas, but I don't think he's super fast, so I'm not sure how he does it.
Yeah, and he's not very big.
I don't think so.
He kind of, like, when I read his, like, his height and weight and all that, it kind of reminded me of almost like a Paul Richardson type of a receiver.
He's pretty slender.
Yeah. And then, obviously, we extended John Schneider the other day. What was it? 3 years? 4 years?
I think it was through 2030 or 2031. So it's like a 5-year plus deal. And I mean, the timing of it is a little weird because, like, yeah, we've had a winning season the last 3 years, but we have not won a single playoff game. He's had some good drafts, but last year's free agency signings, I mean, most of them didn't even make it all the way through the season on the roster, and basically none of them were re-signed. He did make a good in-season acquisition getting Ernest Jones, and I like this draft we just had. So I feel like it's been a little bit of a mixed bag for John Schneider, but probably more good than bad the last 3 years. I just feel like the timing of it is like a little questionable because we had him signed through 2027, I believe. So it didn't seem like there was big urgency. On the other end of that, though, I think that pretty much signals that the team is not going to be sold anytime soon. There's been a lot of speculation about Jody Allen maybe wanting to dump the franchise.
I thought she was inevitably going to. Like, it was not a matter of if, but when.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed things on that, but at the least it won't be happening for another couple seasons, I think, with this move.
Yeah. One thing that I kind of mentioned earlier that I wanted to touch up on was the release of Noah Fant. I was kind of surprised by that, but then again, I really thought about it, and our tight end room are two young, bright, shining potential stars, and AJ Barner and Arroyo. And I've been seeing clips of Arroyo making plays in practice, and I'm pretty excited to get those two young guys because they're going to be like the core of our offense.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're not the core of our, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, well, I think what you said is correct, actually, because tight end is going to be a big part of what Kubiak is trying to do. And AJ Barner has a totally different skill set than Arroyo, which is nice. He's kind of the gritty run blocking guy, but he also has some chops in the receiving game as well, as we saw last year. I believe he had 4 touchdowns, something like that.
Yeah.
And he has a factor about him that I like a lot. AJ Barner is one of my favorite young players we have on offense. But Arroyo, from what I've heard all the way back to OTAs, has been one of the stars of camp.
Yeah.
And his draft profile, a lot of people said he was a really similar type of player to Noah Fant. So I always thought it was kind of interesting that we drafted him when we had a player like Noah Fant, but clearly they felt they could move on from him. And I forget which reporter it was that goes on 710 ESPN with the Seattle media, but it might have also been Brady.
I think it is Brady.
But without hesitation, when they asked him who like the best rookie has been, he said Elijah Arroyo like immediately. He didn't even think about it.
That makes me feel really good because when we made that pick, I was probably the most disappointed out of all the picks.
Same. I didn't know who he was, to be honest. Like, he had not really been... There was a group of tight ends at the top and then kind of the bunch of guys that I wasn't paying attention to, and he was in the latter group. But that's probably just because there wasn't the hype around him because I think he got hurt his senior year.
Well, also, I was so hyper-focused on the line that I was like, tight end?
Yeah.
Really? We just drafted Barner last year, and we have Noah Fant.
Yeah, and they signed Saubert before the draft even started, so you're like, well, what are we doing? But now it obviously makes a lot more sense. And Noah Fant's already got a new job with Cincinnati Bengals. So
really?
Yeah, he just signed today, I believe.
Okay.
So.
Ooh, Joe finally has a real tight end. I feel like he hasn't had one his whole career.
I feel like that actually worked out best for everybody because Noah Fant's going to go somewhere where he's probably going to get twice as many targets, and then Arroyo gets to shine, and we don't have to have young players sit behind a veteran like that. So it's looking good there. Yeah,
I don't know if you saw this video of the Seahawks posted it, but it was like all their players being asked to sign college hats of their rival.
I didn't see that, no.
Dude, it was really good because every player besides Jalen Milroe was like, what the fuck is this? Get this out of here. But Jalen Milroe was like, oh, hell no. And then he was like, all right, yeah, I'll sign it for you. And then he was like, I was the only one to beat them. And he was just like really...
Did they give him like an Auburn hat or something?
Yeah, they gave him an Auburn hat.
Okay.
And it was a pretty wholesome moment, I feel like.
I am liking what I'm seeing out of Milroe a lot. Like, he's got a lot to learn, obviously. I've heard... He's been he's had a lot of flash plays, but he just threw a pick six to Emanwuri, which was also just a good play by Emanwuri. And clearly this defensive scheme we're running is meant to confuse people.
Yeah.
But I think people should just let him learn for at least a season, and then maybe we start talking about him as the future guy more. But so far, so good as far as I've seen, especially just when it comes to dealing with the media and just kind of his vibe as a human. He seems like a cool guy.
For sure. Yeah, I also am I haven't really. I'm not gonna act like I've been watching a bunch of like Seahawks practice clips and shit like that. I just see as much as I can through what they post. But I've been hearing like positive things as far as like leadership is concerned from Sam Darnold, which is great because I mean that narrative seems to follow him everywhere he goes. So it's kind of like I'm excited for Jalen Milroe, but I can wait on that for a little bit.
I think Milroe's a 2-year project, honestly. Yeah. And, like, I mean, the chances of him getting to the point where he's a better NFL quarterback than Sam Darnold in less than 2 years are pretty slim. You'd have to really, really drastically improve to do that.
I also kind of just feel like with Sam Darnold this year, every non-Washington State media person is like already written us off and like assumes Darnold is going to take a step back, like, which is crazy to me because he won 14 games last year, and just the assumption that he's going to take a step back because of our line is just kind of, I don't know, lazy. I think.
And it's not like we didn't take major steps to improve the line too. I mean, you got a guy that's approaching Pro Bowl caliber in Charles Cross. Granted, he's a little banged up right now, but I feel like he'll be back week 1. And then Lucas was our best offensive lineman his rookie year. He's been banged up since then, but he's healthy. You get, oh my God, the guy we drafted in the first round.
Gray Zabel,
thank you. I can't believe I forgot that. You get him with your first-round pick, and he's probably the best guard we've drafted under John Schneider, just as far as a prospect grade goes. And then, you bring in Sundell's competition on center, and someone's got to win this right guard spot. It's looking like Christian Hayes is probably going to win it, and I think that would be like ideal if he got the job because he was a third round pick. I sure
hope so.
Yeah, and he was a pretty highly rated guy coming out of college.
Yeah,
too.
I heard nothing but like amazing things about how he like loved to move people and shit like that, and then I'm like, he's a healthy scratch every week. I thought this guy liked to move people.
I don't know, but the jump to the NFL must just be crazy because they're like, oh, Anthony Bradford, go out there. You don't know what you're doing, that's fine. Like, go for it. And I think Bradford, like, I think he's younger than even Gray Zabel. He's a super young player. So there's not a lack of hope that he'll get better someday. But, I just still think he's probably best suited as a backup. But this line has a good chance to be improved under this scheme that's not going to be doing straight dropbacks 40-plus times a game. I think that was the biggest reason why they were so bad last year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing, well, number one, if Ken Walker can stay healthy, that would be a huge bonus because if we can actually split like 15 carries each for them in a game.
Him and Sharb.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, because Sharb was really catching fire last season towards the end of the year. He seemed to, like, something clicked for him. Like, you remember how it took him years to figure it out, and then once it did, you were like, oh, man, this was the guy we drafted in the first round.
And then he got hurt.
Yeah. Sharp, luckily, seems to be pretty durable. But, yeah, all this to say, I think we have a great running back group back there. Is it Damian Williams, the guy?
Damian Martinez.
Damian Martinez. He's just like a pure between the tackles kind of rusher. But, I mean, if you watched his tape, he looked excellent for Florida State last year. And I know Kenny McIntosh going down hurts because he's a really good pass catching back and looked good last year when he played. But having those three guys plus Holani as like practice squad, I think that's a pretty good spot to be. And one last little note about the offense that I had was apparently Brady Russell, who we had as a fullback a little bit last year, is just playing tight end. And then Robbie Oots, the massive 6'5", like 270-pound guy we drafted out of, I think, Alabama. He's like the only fullback we're practicing with. So it seems like that's kind of setting into place there. And that's something that will also help the line, I think.
Yeah, I kind of assumed that was the direction we were going to head just because of the whole drafting Arroyo and then drafting Oots because he was listed as tight end, I think he was, right? So I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But
But then on their like press conference that day, they're like, "Oh, he's gonna be a fullback." And it's like, "Oh, well, that's cool." Because if you're gonna have one, I mean, might as well get this monster that can run like a 4.9 at that weight.
Yeah,
That's kind of like a 6th offensive lineman out there.
Oh, you've got the training camp.
There's like some linemen kind of. That's Sable. They're like doing some drills.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought about going to training camp. Maybe I'll go once, but I've gone to it twice, so I'm kind of like, I feel like
You can only
get it.
see so much. I feel like.
Yeah.
They're practicing.
This is, I think Milrow throwing. Oh wait, no, that's.
I've heard Drew Lock has been actually tearing it up in camp too. So I feel like we got a pretty good group of quarterbacks there.
That's Sam Donald, right? 14.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's.
That's Milrow on the left there. He just threw it to Bobo, I believe. Yeah. So we got
Milrow's number 6, right?
He is, yeah.
So they just gave him Sam Howell's jersey, basically.
Yeah, hopefully that's an upgrade. First preseason game is in 1 week already.
The Hall of Fame game?
No, the Seahawks' first preseason game.
Oh,
the Hall of Fame
game might be on today.
It is, yeah. I'm
that's
pretty
crazy.
sure. So yeah, we're officially in actual football season, kind of.
No, we are, because the Chargers are winning 6-0 right now against the Lions.
Well, there you go.
Got it right here. Why am I allowed to watch this?
Maybe they're like, it's so boring, people can just watch it for free. Who
That's.
If they're trying to make you pay for preseason.
Come on.
That's like, literally, yeah. I'm not gonna do it, so we don't even need to go any further than that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot much else other than like recapping what's happened to this team, because there's not a whole lot of action splashing right now. Other than like, it would be cool to get a receiver that's still on the market. We were talking about before we started doing the podcast. Yeah, I would like to do Keenan Allen. I know
he's on the market. Amari Cooper's on the market.
Apparently Terry McLaurin is now on the potential market since he requested a trade today. So we'll see.
Would be interesting. I think that would really shake up this team's dynamic on offense to have someone like Terry, because he's just kind of a complete receiver, like true number one.
Elite wide receiver.
Well, I think with JSN, he's absolutely deadly if he's like your number 2 option. And he is a good number 1 option too. But I feel like if you don't, like, what worked so well with him and DK was DK's speed forced the defense to always have to account for that.
Is Cooper Kupp not going to be wide receiver number 1?
I think they'll kind of be used interchangeably a little bit is my prediction, but I mean, Cooper was never a burner. He's like a 4.6 guy, and he's 31, so he's not the athlete he used to be. But I mean, ultimately, I think this team is going to be doing a lot of like drag and intermediate routes, like just using those guys' quickness to get open, because with the way things are structured right now, it's like Marquez is your speed option, and that's probably all he'll do. He's going to run a lot of 9 routes. But I think if they did get someone like Terry, that would be a game changer.
Ready for this guy to lead our team?
Ready as I'll ever be.
I'm pretty ready for it. I'm pretty excited for it. In fact, I think I'm going to be predicting we make the playoffs because of it.
If he plays every game like he did against us at home this year, then I think we're going to be going some places, because he had a phenomenal game against us.
Yeah. He's just, I feel like he's just having a, like, similar, I mean, he still has a long way to go, but, like, a similar path to, like,
Geno.
Rebuilding his career. Or I was going to say Baker.
Oh, yeah.
Because they both kind of bounced around a bunch. I guess Geno did too. But, like, they were even on the same team together, like, 2 seasons ago on the Panthers.
Yeah, and what's funny is I feel like it just kind of illustrates that we've probably been playing guys at quarterback too earlier in their career often in the last, like, 15 years or so. I feel like the 2012 draft with Luck, RG3, and Wilson, and even guys like Tannehill, like, they were so good as rookies that started prompting teams to just start their rookies right away for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a lot of these guys coming in, they're like 20, 21 years old, and we're in a spread offense just doing like RPOs and throwing the ball deep a bunch against terrible players. And then they come to the NFL where they're disguising coverages and all this shit, and they don't know what's going on, so they get crushed.
Yeah, and also, like, kind of a down trickle from that, I think, is, like, because all these quarterbacks are being, like, forced into that starting job so early, they just, who's a good, well, Baker and Sam Darnold, like, both of them had a really rough start to their careers, but I just feel like you only really get like a year and a half window, and then it's like, okay, time to move on.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
They're already talking about like Anthony Richardson being done, and I'm like, dude, he was younger than a few of the quarterbacks that just got drafted.
Well,
he's like 2 years younger than Bo Nix. I'm not saying
he's pretty bad.
He's
pretty like exceptionally bad.
I'm not even arguing the point against that. I'm just saying like the dude is a kid. He's a big kid, but like I don't know if he's cooked just because he's looked so bad.
That's fair. Yeah, like the other day, like what's his name? The MILF hunter.
Zach Wilson. Yeah.
I feel like he like is a good example of horrible start to his career, and then I mean I still think he's terrible, but who knows? He could have a revival of his career in Miami.
Let's see what Ben Roethlisberger thinks about Anthony Richardson's career.
Yeah.
You never want to.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with Ben there.
You never want to see it.
No, you never want to see it.
In fact, I never want to see that again. Get that off the screen.
When we were doing the good, the bad, the ugly, whenever it was the ugly, I would always have
That's so.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to bring that back once the season starts, which... Man, aren't you just stoked to be talking about football again? Like, there's real football being played right now.
I know. I'm gonna pull that back up actually, because it was nice seeing. It was nice just seeing like football on a TV screen.
Yeah, I feel like this offseason, for whatever reason, has felt like a year. Like
I think it's gone by quick.
It has, but I feel like the last time I saw Geno Smith throw a football for us was like 2022. I don't know why.
It is. I will say at the start of every year, every new season, when it's like week 1, I'm always like, oh man, I like forgot that this is what life is like. Football's on. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's like a quarter of the year. Every Sunday, your emotions are dictated by, well, not him. But now it's gonna be Sam Darnold.
Your emotions are dictated by me.
That's how Pittsburgh was for a while. Which, have we even talked about Rodgers in Pittsburgh? Maybe.
No, not really. Everyone was freaking out about that first pass he threw the other day. That was picked, but it's like
it's one rep.
Yeah,
it's training camp. Like
yeah.
I bet he doesn't even want to be there. He's gone to, what, like 20 training camps?
Mm-hmm.
They're probably... Can you imagine being an NFL veteran and you're, like, going to training camp with a bunch of 21-year-olds and you're 38?
Dude,
like, you're probably so over it. Ooh, yeah.
Holy shit. Is that a gray goatee? What the shade's that?
So, wait, how old is he?
He's going to be 41 if he's not already. Yeah.
Yeah, Colby, he could be on your roster at some point this year.
I got to say, Aaron Rodgers in number 8 is not a good aesthetic. It is gross. Get the 12 back, dude.
I know.
You look like shit.
Yeah.
It's funny we could look at someone like this and be like, you look like shit.
Yeah, he's like 11 years older than us and in incredible shape. This guy's a fucking
you look
loser.
Like shit. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's our week 2 opponent, that guy right there. So
cool. We get them before they have anything figured out, so we're gonna demolish them.
There's a chance that we might not even see him play at week 2.
You think so?
I mean, dude, he could just get injured.
That's true.
I mean, you never know.
I forget who the Steelers are playing week 1. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I had on the football front. But you have some breakdown of the recent Mariners transactions, I'm
yes,
sure.
I do. So, it's been about a week since I guess we traded for Josh Naylor, which was the last time that I did a little solo pod. But we obviously traded for Eugenio Suarez last night.
He's back.
Yeah, and I'm super thrilled. I'm of the majority that was annoyed that we got rid of him in the first place. But if you just look at it like, who cares? He's back. We didn't have to give up a whole lot for him. We gave up our 9th best prospect in Tyler Locklear, who I don't care. I have no...
If it's 9th best, then
yeah,
that's nothing to cry about.
And
because he's still doing pretty well, isn't he?
The first baseman we traded, or Suarez?
Oh, Suarez, yeah.
Yeah, no, he's doing great. I want to say he has somewhere in the mid-20s as far as home runs are concerned.
Oh, that's excellent.
So yeah, adding him, putting him in behind either Cal or Naylor. I mean, because now we're gonna have Julio, Cal, Josh Naylor, Suarez, and then Randy Arozarena, J.P. Crawford. Like, that's 6 really good hitters right there.
It's interesting, like, the bats are what might carry the Mariners this season, because for years it's just been like they can't fucking score, but they pitch really well.
I know, and I hope, because we also traded for a reliever, I forget his name. He was a relief pitcher on the Pirates, but he's having a pretty good season. He is also going to be a rental for the remainder of the season, and then he'll be a free agent. But yeah, the pitching I'm hoping can figure it out, because that is what wins you World Series in cold weather in October.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jonah, paint us the picture. How do we get in the playoffs?
So as of right now, we are if the season ended right now, we are in the playoffs.
We are.
Yes. We are currently the 6th seed, although we are. I believe we have the tiebreaker over the Texas Rangers because we've won more head-to-head matchups against them.
They do put us ahead of them in this standing.
Yeah,
Google, so.
And I think that that's accurate because of our one-on-one versus them. Because, yeah, the wild card right now is shaping up. It's Detroit, Toronto, and Houston are all winning their divisions. And then it's New York, Boston, and then us. Although they might make us play if the season were to end today and we had the same record as Texas. I don't know if they do tiebreakers or if they legitimately would make you play a tiebreaker because they've done that before. It's just baseball's old. There's a lot of rules. There's a lot of overlapping. This outweighs this sort of a deal.
So the Rangers, that looks like a pretty competitive.
We don't look too far back from the Astros, though. What is it, like 5 games?
5 games.
Yeah, I mean, with this much season left, it's probably not likely, but
no, it's
it could
very
happen.
possible. They just got swept in 4 games by the Athletics, and I mean, granted, we lost 2 of 3 from them just this past series, but yeah, the Astros. Oh yeah, and the Astros. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Carlos Correa, but he was their shortstop when they won all those World Series when they cheated. They traded back for him today.
Oh, interesting.
And so it's kind of cool. We got Suarez, they got Correa, and there's like old blood is going to be spilt between these 2 guys because yeah, there's gonna be a lot of good matchups here coming down the stretch. But we play the Rangers tonight, so we start a 3-game series with them. Actually, no, I think it's a 4-game series because it's Thursday.
There'll be a good chance to get some separation there.
Yeah, especially from them because we're tied with them, so we need to get away from them because we at least need to make the wild card. I personally think the Red Sox and the Yankees we're better than them, I think, but the Yankees because of their ballpark and their lineup, and I don't know. Aaron Judge is also on the 10-day IL, so this could be our time to gain some ground on them as well. But yeah, bringing Suarez aboard, I'm really excited. I don't know if you wanted to speak on Suarez or.
I mean, I don't really know a whole lot of like analysis of him, but while he was here, he was definitely one of my favorite players on the team during that little run they had like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So glad to have him back.
Yeah, he's also just like a really positive person, and I think that like having someone like that around on a baseball team like kind of matters
Yeah.
because baseball is a sport where you can like get in your head and then like things can spiral pretty quickly out of control. I mean, Dylan Moore on our team was 0 for his last 50. Yeah, or he was 2 for 52.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I haven't heard anything about us DFAing him, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be released pretty soon
That's
because
tough because
He's been on the team a long time, hasn't he?
yeah,
It's just
he's basically been our like modern day Willie Bloomquist for the past like 6 years, and now he's just kind of
He's going on a cold streak, yeah.
yeah. But I mean, he is getting up there in age, and well, I guess maybe he's not. He's like 2 years older than me, so
Well,
I'm getting up there.
we're getting to that point a little bit.
Is like he's young. Sorry.
He could be picked up by any team any day now. It's a perfect age. But that's really all I had. And I'm excited for the moves they made. I mentioned to you earlier that SpongeBob SquarePants night is three days from now. Had I saw that ad on Instagram or wherever it was, I would have been furious if they hadn't made any of those trades. But thankfully they did.
So now they're allowed the SpongeBob
So now
night.
they can have a fucking 2 of them now. I don't care. Just
We're giving you one of these.
I will say, so the 3 of us were all playing in a softball league here locally for the last like month and a half or so. And that was the first time I had played the sport of baseball since I was like 9 or 10. And it did give me more of an appreciation of what they do in the majors, just because like hitting a home run in your 300-foot fence field is like not the easiest thing in the world, and it's slow pitch. So just seeing that these guys hit it like upwards of like 480 feet from a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, like it's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. That there's a reason why like people argue like, oh, what's harder, hitting a baseball or hitting a golf ball? Like, I think they're both equally hard in their own right.
Say what, like, at that level of pro.
That's the thing with anything at a professional level, when you're talking like the 0.001% of the best players, it's like the difference is just the medium you're working with. They're all freaks. Like professional ping pong players are fucking insane.
Yeah, it is just a matter of like, I guess what you're doing specifically. Like, yeah, it's different from them, but like the skill it takes to even do that is like monumental.
Yeah, and I always just think like take the quarterback position for example. In any given year, there's like 12 to 18 good quarterbacks. I don't even mean elite. I mean like play the position at a watchable level. Because usually by the end of the season, like 10 guys are hurt. You got backups playing in there. Some guys are just having off years. Like it is so hard to do that. Like, is that harder than being the best hitter in the league? I don't know. How do you compare that? It's completely different.
Yeah, there is no real way to compare that, because it's like, playing quarterback at the highest level, like think about Peyton Manning, for example. Like there wasn't another Peyton Manning. I mean, Tom Brady won a lot, but like he wasn't like fascinating us on the TV screen the way Peyton Manning was when he was like
in like the early
out of
2000s
plays and like he just like had a mind of a fucking boy genius or something. It was crazy the way he was doing all those things.
Yeah, and I feel like is just in terms of being cerebral, I've never seen a player like Peyton Manning. Like he was one of one when it comes to that. Like Drew Brees was pretty good at that, and Tom Brady, I mean, say what you want about him, but like he was so frustrating to play against because he always knew where to go with the ball. Like Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, they're their own entities as far as what they've given to the game, I think. But like, just as far as like me personally and like how I viewed the quarterback position, I think the way Manning played was just insane. Yeah, it is. I feel like comparing players like that is kind of like apples and oranges in a way because, like, for example, I think Aaron Rodgers is way more talented than both those guys. Not even particularly close. Like, way better mobility, way better arm than both those guys, and just, like, his deep accuracy. Like, him and Russell Wilson threw, like, the best deep balls I've ever seen. But you didn't see the, like, cerebral aspect that you would see out of Peyton Manning, and then the quick passing game wasn't quite there for Rodgers as it was, like, Brady for so long. Like, he would hold on to the ball a little bit longer. He had crazy fast release, too, but... Yeah, they're all just different players, you know. Like, how do you compare Lamar Jackson to any of those guys? Like, he's got a style that only he's ever had. And then, you know, like Josh Allen, Mahomes, like they're all just different ways of playing the same position. But that I also just feel like, you know, how people make like GOAT quarterback lists all the time and stuff. Like, how the fuck are you comparing Johnny Unitas to Josh Allen? Like, that is, I don't really feel like you can. I feel like you have to go by era. And then also it's just a hard thing to compare. Ultimately you're picking your favorites.
Well, also that kind of goes back to baseball again, because now that football is getting older and we're having players like Johnny Unitas, for example, be in that conversation of being compared to the modern day quarterbacks, it's like, yeah, you do have to start comparing it by era, because, dude, no one is arguing, or at least should argue, that like Babe Ruth can hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. He couldn't. Like, there's no chance that guy could hit modern day pitching. Yeah. And I don't think there's any chance Johnny Unitas could play quarterback against modern day defense. So,
even like Joe Montana, like, dude, he was like my size. Like, he's not a big guy.
Yeah.
He's like 6'2", like 195 or something. Threw the ball like 50 yards. He'd have a hard time playing in the game today, I think. Like, some people think he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't even think that that's an absurd thing to say. It's just like the game has changed so much. I saw this video the other day that was Olympic 100-meter swimming, just down and back in the pool. It showed the top 10 best times from like 1920 versus last summer. Last summer's last place swimmer was 20 seconds faster than the guy that got gold 100 years ago. Like, that's how much sports have changed. So it's about comparing like relative to the competition at the time, I feel like.
Yeah, and ultimately. I feel like that's a good like I don't know, metaphor for like how all of the sports should be viewed, is that swimming example. Because it's like, yeah, any sport. Basketball, you think LeBron James could lose to anyone one-on-one that played in the 1950s?
No.
No. Absolutely not going to happen. Not. Well, okay, that's a bad example because he's like the best player. But like even someone like Jason Tatum or someone like that. Like,
yeah, well, these guys are just so much bigger and faster and stronger, and like the training and like sports science, that has increased proportionally to the player skill level, and that's why they're so much better. You know, they're figuring out better ways to improve and better ways to like play the game and whatnot. So, yeah, we could have a in-depth conversation about this whole topic, I think. But I'm not a big fan of like those all-time lists for that reason, just because it's like it's not the same fucking game. Watch the Seahawks' initial Super Bowl run season. Football does not look like that anymore.
I know. It
20
like
years ago.
Shocked me the first time like not the first time, but recently when I turned on like Super Bowl XL highlights, I was like, geez, the pads were that big.
Yeah, they were that big. They're lining up in the I formation.
The TV, like
the quality.
The quality of the game just looked so, like 90s-esque, but it's
so
2005.
Weird. Like at the time, none of like that all looked amazing because it's all you knew. But like it's so crisp and clear now. Even the Seahawks Super Bowl winning season, you go back and you're like, okay, I can tell this is 1080p, not 4K yet. Like, stuff like that. Yeah. But like all that aside, like just the rule set changes from like the Legion of Boom era to now is drastically different. Like who's playing defense? Like the Legion of Boom did. Nobody's
allowed to.
Nobody's allowed to, and just also now the NFL is like, okay, we're just going to like abuse the middle of the field and not throw deep ever because defenses started playing too high constantly. Like the NFL, I think it's a little unfortunate how check down happy it's become because that has kind of become the new meta. But it changes constantly. So now you're going to be seeing teams kind of figuring out a way to stop the way offenses figured out a way to stop the Vic Fangio stuff that got really popular. So it's constantly changing and evolving.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the NFL, I think, is like the constant adaptation of like scheming and game planning. Because I feel like with like, I don't know, like with baseball, for example, you can only like game plan so much. It's like, all right, are they going to throw a fastball or a curveball?
Yeah, I feel like that's so much more just execution.
Yeah.
You know, like the things that are changing are like the speed of the pitching and like the power of the hitters probably.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's more or less the same sport as it was 120 years ago.
Exactly.
But like you watch ancient football, like before they had face masks, and you barely recognize what you're seeing. The field goal post is like on the 1 yard line for some reason. The ball's like a sphere almost. It is just a different sport.
The field goal post being on the 1 yard line. How the fuck did that last for so long?
Yeah, and I've seen players just run into it trying to like catch a ball over the middle and stuff.
Yeah, that could like paralyze you.
It probably did. And they were playing for like $4 or something. So, yeah. I just think it's fun to see how much things change over time with professional sports.
Agreed. Yeah, that's honestly all I had for this one. Just wanted to talk trades and the upcoming NFL stuff. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, we'll have probably, if we do it before Thursday next week, we'll have like a game preview of the preseason game. And, our old friend Petey's coming to town for the first preseason game.
Oh, it's the first game?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pete and Geno showing up in CenturyLink. Maybe I'll see how much tickets are. That might be fun to go to. But
yeah, that might be actually kind of fun.
Because I don't know if we'd have to get lucky to have him actually come back.
What day is it?
It's a Thursday. It's a week from today.
Oh, I could probably go. Oh, we have softball.
Oh, shit. Do we?
Yeah. 16th?
Or
no, that's a week. Or is it the 8th? I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. But
it's a maybe. Hard maybe.
Okay.
But, yeah. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we will catch you on the next one. Hopefully we'll be that much closer to the Astros, and we'll be that much closer to beating Petey on Thursday.
Love to see it.
Yes. All right. Well, catch you guys on the next one, all right?
See you next time.